Now we're heading to the Plug in India live section where our Patreon caller, Mr. Rajit Arya, CEO of Artem, will be calling us.
And we are very thankful to Rajit for supporting us all this while, our Plug in India platform.
And
That's Rajit.
here we have Rajit calling us now.
Hi Rajit.
Hello.
Hi Rajit. This is Rafi.
Hi,
And
Rafi,
I'm
how are you?
Amit here.
And Amit is here with me. And
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank
Awesome.
you. And we're going to move to the first question straight away.
Sure.
You might have heard about the government plans to ensure faster adoption of electric vehicles, and they are suggesting 100% EV for sale of three-wheelers by 2023 and two-wheelers below 150cc by 2025.
yeah.
And many of the big ICE manufacturers like TVS and the Bajaj Auto have now termed this plan as unrealistic and impractical.
Impractical. Yeah.
So, Rajit, you have actually had a production facility selling hundreds of electric scooters back in 2012 to 2015. Do you think this goal is unrealistic and impractical?
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, no, it's not unrealistic.
Mhm.
The very reason is that electric two-wheelers do not require infrastructure to come up before the vehicles can be sold, unlike four-wheelers
Mhm.
and passenger cars. So the technology is available. The product manufacturing life cycle is quite quick compared to that for ICE.
I understand. Yeah.
So all they have to do is integrate new products with powertrains that are already available in the market or develop their own. Unfortunately, Indian ICE companies, the ones that you named, haven't really developed their own powertrains in the past for even ICE vehicles. So if they want to continue doing that, then it is even more realistic and achievable.
Uh-huh. So you're
Because
saying
then they,
reverse.
yeah, because then they act just as integrators. So there are more than enough powertrain technologies available globally. All they have to do is create vehicles around them.
Great. So, you think this is possible?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
And Rajit, what about switching three-wheelers, at least public transport and cabs, to electric by 2025? Is that a practical goal?
Again, in my opinion, public transport like buses, like cars, and the services industry, especially ride-hailing services like Uber, Ola, and so on, should be mandated to move to electric because if you have to believe what the large companies that you mentioned earlier are saying, that it's going to be impractical and unrealistic, if we were to give them the benefit of doubt and take their point, then if the buses and the cabs switch to electric, buses are operated by government organizations mostly, very few private buses, and cabs are operated by again they're private or privately owned cabs, but operated by under government licenses. So when the government is involved, infrastructure will come up really quickly.
Surely.
So if it's a government mandate to put buses and cabs on roads and make them all electric by 2025, that would be the right way to go, because then the public infrastructure would come up alongside, and the private sector will then be able to sell vehicles even on the passenger car side.
Yep.
Awesome.
Great. So ultimately, the criticism to these big ICE manufacturers is that they would like to continue, business as
Yeah,
usual
just-
and won't make efforts to change. So having deadlines from the government is actually a good thing. Like it is 2019, and these big players don't have a single electric scooter or motorbike in market, which is unacceptable. What are your thoughts on that?
So it is true that they could have come out with electric vehicles already, but it doesn't fare well with their existing product lines. So it's not an easy move for them. We have to give them that
Right. It's
benefit of
not all.
doubt.
Yeah.
But when it comes to government deadlines working in favor of the industry moving forward, there is another issue to that the government needs to be very clear on its stand. The government has constantly been changing its stand.
That is
Earlier we
true.
heard about 2030, then we heard
Right.
about 2023, now 2025.
Right.
Only two-wheelers and three-wheelers.
And no
So
four-wheelers.
yes,
Yeah.
and now again there's a statement from Niti Aayog that 2030 deadline for all vehicles is going to come up.
Okay.
So the government first needs to clear its stand,
Got
and
that.
then it can
Not
kind of
vacillate.
bulldoze the private companies to move towards electric. So it's not going to happen unless the government has a very clear-cut stand.
Yeah,
Agreed.
we want that they shouldn't keep vacillating.
Yeah,
Uh,
they should. It should be in the form of an executive order or a bill if it has
Something
to
more
be
concrete,
a new Motor Vehicles Act or something like that.
uh,
But it's not going to happen unless the government is very, very crystal clear on its stand. And you have to respect the fact that all these companies have billions of dollars invested in manufacturing,
Oh, yes.
and also they've invested a lot of money in product development for their existing product
existing
lines.
ICE platforms, right?
Yes. So they need
So
clarity. They need
they-
clarity. They cannot. I mean, as a EV enthusiast, or all of us as
Yeah,
EV
for us-
enthusiasts would, be like, why the hell can they not do it?
Yeah, why just not
But
know?
it's not that easy if you get into the crux of it and the minor details of it. But absolutely realistic and practical and achievable. If they try to term it as impractical or
Got that.
something they can't do, that's not true.
Yeah.
If they have clarity, they can do it.
Rajit, we have a question for you regarding the investment scenario in the two-wheeler space, and how is Artem shaping up?
So you've seen investments happen in a couple of companies like Ather, Ultraviolet, Torque. We recently heard about Ampere getting acquired.
Right.
So investments in the industry have typically happened as consecutive rounds to the same company or the same companies. But new companies are having challenges raising capital. That's also because the investor sentiment is to wait and watch what these early players who raised capital early on do with that capital. And unfortunately, some of them have not delivered on the timelines that they had committed after raising a lot of capital.
Got that. So,
Yeah.
I guess Rajat, thank you so much for your
your time,
for your
yeah.
time and calling us here. And from the Plug in India team, once again, thank you.
Thank you, Rajit.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you
Thank you.
soon. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thanks. Nice talking to you guys. Bye bye.